What's going on, guys? It's time for another ratings review. EA just released the top 10 defensemen in NHL 22. Good news, guys. Drew Doughty is finally not on this list. That's one good thing with this list, but I will say there's still a lot wrong with it. I felt like the goalie list yesterday was definitely a lot better, so we'll just get right into it here. Number 1, Victor Hedman, 92 overall. A lot of people consider him to be the best defenseman in the NHL. I'd probably agree with him. For me, it's either him or Cale Makar. Cale Makar is number 5, so clearly I think Makar's a little low there, but having Hedman number 1 isn't terrible. 92 overall makes him the best defenseman in the game by quite a bit. The next closest there is Josi at 90. For some reason, again, nationality flag's not working. He's Swedish. We'll take a quick look here at his individual stats. You can see the X Factor card there. So let's see. His best stat, defense awareness 95. It's really, really good. He's got 94 stick check as well. His body checking 90. I mean, he's big. Like, what is he? 6'6", I think. It doesn't show it here, but I'm pretty positive about that one. So yeah, like looking at Hedman's stats here, very solid two-way defenseman. He's got awesome defensive stats, solid offensive stats. Just makes sense. Like, he scores a good amount in real life. He's big. He plays well defensively. He can throw the body around. He can fight if he needs to. So no really complaints by me having Hedman number 1, 92 overall. The thing is, I feel like Makar should be tied with him, and if not tied with him, very, very close. At least a 90, maybe a 91. And Makar, you can see down there at number 5 is 88. So moving on, guys. Number 2, Roman Josi, 90 overall. I do think Roman Josi is a top 5 defenseman in the NHL. I don't think I'd have him at 2, though. Like I said, that'd be Makar for me. So 90 overall for Josi. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Like I said, I would just have Makar a 91 to have him ahead of him. But Josi as a 90, I think is pretty fair. Very solid defenseman. Very, like, kind of smart defenseman. Just plays a really solid game. You can see fighting skill there. 70 is his worst stat. Best stat, defensive awareness 93. He's also got a 93 endurance and a 93 stick check. What was Hedman's endurance? It had to have been pretty high as well. Only a 90. Kind of surprising. I feel like Hedman's out there quite a bit. But in terms of the actual ratings, Hedman and Josi I'm fine with. Now, John Carlson here, number 3, tied with Josi as a 90. I feel like it's a bit too high for him. Carlson definitely a very good offensive defenseman, but could work on his defensive game a bit. Having him as a top 3 defenseman, as good as Josi, I don't quite agree with. So looking at his stats here, yeah, 92 defensive awareness, a little too high, I think, for Carlson. Shot blocking 90 is also probably high. Stick check 90. Now that's fine. I'm not sure why he's got a 90 shot block there. His offensive stats I think are all good. 92 offensive awareness. But personally I would have Carlson like 87, 88. So still a top 10 defenseman, but more offensive. I think they also have him listed here as a two-way defenseman. I would change that to make him an offensive defenseman. Now number 4 here, Alex Pietrangelo, 89 overall. I'm actually, pretty fine with that rating. I think he's a solid D-man. Two-way defenseman there. Looks to have, pretty good all-around stats. I am surprised not to see Shea Theodore on this list. I feel like Theodore and Pietrangelo are pretty similar in skill. I would give the offensive edge to Shea Theodore, but the defensive edge to Alex Pietrangelo. So if Pietrangelo's an 89, I'd honestly have Theodore like an 88, and he's not even on this list. So best case scenario is an 87. Probably like, an 86 or lower, which I think is definitely a low rating for him. Now, number 5 here, Cale Makar. I've already mentioned him quite a bit. I think he is the number 2 defenseman in the NHL, if not tied with Hedman, as that 1A, 1B. So for me, he should be at least a 91 overall, higher than both Josi and Carlson. Like, he's just that good. The only reason I can see them rating him lower is because they're worried he'll, like, get too good in franchise as a pretty young player. But even that doesn't really make a lot of sense because McDavid was like a 94, 95 at the same age as Cale Makar. So I think they literally just think Makar is worse defenseman than Pietrangelo, Carlson, and Josi, in which case whoever is doing these ratings is just wrong. Offensive defensive there is correct, although he's still solid defensively. Let's see. I think he's got the best skating of all the guys in the top 10 I saw. I thought it also showed the skating stats when you clicked on the profile, but I guess they're only on the bar here. So 93 speed and XL, 94 agility. Like, he is such a good skater. So at least they got that right. Balance 85. I feel like he should have at least a 90 balance. Looking at like other stats too, you can see aggression. Hedman there is the highest with 88. He's also got the best strength at 93, so that makes sense. Makar only 85 strength. He's definitely not the biggest guy, so I feel like that's fine. But defensive awareness, 90 I think is pretty good. Offensive awareness, they could have had that 95. His passing's 93. Same with puck control. Deking's 93 as well. Like, they're really good, but they could up it to 95. Stick checking 92. I mean, I think, he could get a boost on that. Like I said, he's so good. They definitely underrated him here. Hopefully, he's at least got, like, highly potential or whatever, so he grows quite a bit in franchise. Now, Dougie Hamilton, they finally put him on the top 10 defenseman list. I know analytically he's, like, number 1 or number 2 defenseman in the NHL, but I think he's definitely top 10 defenseman. He's left off the list for a while there. I think he started out NHL 21 at like 85 overall or something crazy. So good to see EA finally respecting Dougie Hamilton a bit here. I wonder if it's because he got that big contract, which wasn't a bad contract. So I knew if they didn't upgrade his rating, he'd have terrible trade value, which wouldn't make any sense. Again, Probably not. I think I look, too much into the ratings a lot of the times, especially when it has to do with franchise. I feel like all they care about is like the verses for the ratings, and then whatever happens with franchise based on potentials just happens. So Dougie Hamilton here looks to have really good stats. He's a solid skater. 88 speed there, 89 balance. I feel like that could be even higher just because he's so big. I feel like the bigger players usually have the better balance. Hedman there, 91. Offense awareness, 92. Defense awareness, 90. Good shot, as like I said, very good offensive defenseman, but still solid defensively, two-way D-man. So yeah, good to see, Dougie Hamilton finally being respected. 88's a fair rating. I feel like you could even give him an 89 time with Pietrangelo, and again, I think he's a better defenseman than John Carlson, so Carlson there, way too high. Next up, Thomas Chabot, 88 overall, tied with Dougie Hamilton. Higher overall than Adam Fox, the Norris Trophy winner. I'm a huge Chabot fan. And you know what? I was about to say he was too high rated because I was looking at Adam Fox's rating, but really, Adam Fox is too low. I feel like the Chabot rating is probably fine, honestly. Like, he is a very good defenseman. He's like one of the only good defensemen on the Ottawa Senators. He's a good skater as well. You can see he's got 88 speed, XL agility, 88 balance. Looks to be just a very solid, like, all-around defenseman here. I'm looking at, like, his passing stat, low 90s, 91, D-awareness 91. Offensive awareness is 90. Like, yeah, he doesn't really have any holes in his game, nor is he, like, amazing at, like, a single thing. I think for X Factors, I would give him, like, back skating or whatever, because, yeah, nothing really stands out to me about him, but he's just such a solid skater, such a solid defenseman. I really can't complain about his 88 rating, but the next guy here, Adam Fox, 87. The dude just won the Norris Trophy for Best Defenseman in the NHL, and EA has him as the 8th best defenseman. Clearly, something is wrong there. I don't know if they think they know better than, all the award voters or whatever, but Adam Fox is better than Chabot. I think he's better than Hamilton. I will say I don't think he's better than Makar. He's better than Pietrangelo. He's better than Carlson. He's better than Josi. Is he better than Hedman? It's tough. Like, they play such a different game. He should at least be a top 3. So if Hedman's a 92, Makar's a 91 in my ratings, Fox should be at least a 90. I feel like the 87 there is just disrespectful. He better have elite potential now as well. Last year, he only had medium top 4. Even after all the rating updates, like, they never gave him a boost to elite potential. Even though people knew he was going to be a Norris nominee. Like, it's just crazy to see. So, 85 balance there. Like Makar, I feel it's too low. Good skater, though. 90 speed, XL agility. I'm looking at his other stats here. 90 defensive awareness, 92 offensive. Good passer there, 93. Stick check, 90. I feel like that could be higher because he is quite solid defensively. That's another thing, too. They have him listed here as an offensive defenseman, but he's actually very good defensively. Like, he's better defensively than Makar. Makar is just that much better offensively in my mind. Makar is probably my favorite defenseman in the NHL. Like, I just love watching him play. He's so good. So, yeah, Adam Fox here, they got that wrong. 87. He should be at least a 90. I wouldn't mind if he's tied with Josi. I feel like that'd be pretty fair, but number 8 on this list, 87. Way off. Same goes with Charlie McAvoy. Number 9, also 87 overall. McAvoy is one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He's not a big scorer or anything like that, but he's just super smart, super sound defensively. It's kind of what you want from a defenseman. So I think 87 is what actually he was rated last year. At least he ended with that rating. I'm not sure if he started with it. Too low for McAvoy. In my mind, he should be at least an 89, tied with Pietrangelo, if not a 90, tying him with Roman Josi. Take a look at his stats here. You can see all high 80s there for skating. No X factor for him. He's a two-way defenseman. And again, looks to be just kind of a solid all-around guy. 88 offensive, 91 defensive. I think they got that right because, yeah, he's not really the most offensive dude, but just a smart player. 91 stick check could be higher. The shot there is not too bad. 88 passing. Again, I just, boost some of these stats. McAvoy, like, when you just kind of look at one-to-one, who is the consensus thinks better? If everyone thinks McAvoy is better than Chabot, better than Carlson, his rating should reflect that. Finally, there's Zach Werenski, number 10, 87 overall. Big fan of Werenski as well, but he had an off year last year. He did just get paid, though, as if he didn't have one. So I think Werenski, number 10, isn't too bad. Really good offensive, but still, solid defensive game as well. Have him listed there as a two-way D-man. I feel like you could even make him an offensive defenseman if you wanted to, but two-way works too. 91 D awareness, 88 offensive awareness. So it shows me that they still haven't even, actually changed anything. Because, I remember a couple years ago, or even last year, Seth Jones was better offensively than Werenski, and then Werenski was better defensively, but I feel like Werenski is the better offensive defenseman, and he's just as good as Jones defensively. Maybe Jones has the edge. So I feel like these awarenesses should be switched. He should be 91 offensive awareness, 88 defensive awareness, hand-eye 81, deking 81. What? That can't be... That's so low. That seems crazy low. It's wrong. Werenski's a really good shooter. He can easily clap one-timers. 81 hand-eye makes no sense. Same with deking. The other good offensive defenseman, Adam Fox, 92 deking. Cale Makar, I think, had 93 deking. Those stats literally look like they're typed in wrong. 80 discipline. I gotta bring up Werenski's stats quick. The dude's never had 20 penalty minutes in a season. He needs at least 85 discipline. Like, those 3 stats there all just stood out to me as way too low. Slap shot accuracy 81, wrist shot accuracy 82. Again, he's one of the best shooting defensemen in the NHL. Like, 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure he led all defensemen in goals. Similar to Jacob Chicken. We'll see what his shot's like in NHL 22. But yeah, I don't know. Like, the 87 overall rating's honestly not terrible, but it just, I'm looking at these stats, they're so bad. Shot blocking 89. I feel like Werenski doesn't really block a lot of shots. That should be like an 85. And then his shot there, I guess the power's fine. It's like high 80s, but the accuracy needs to be up. The deking and the hand-eye, honestly, they butchered Zach Werenski's stats here. So somehow they got the right overall, but the actual stats are way, way off. It just tells me I'm definitely going to have to do some more roster editing this year, just like all the years past, which isn't really a surprise. So right there, guys, your top 10 defensemen. Again, not a terrible list. Definitely better than last year's, which had Drew Doughty, Brent Burns, Carlson. I don't even think it had Cale Makar on it. So in the comment section what you guys think about these defenseman ratings. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.